Listen, I had a different episode planned for today, but things are getting even weirder. And I've got some new music that, well, let me just play these for you, and maybe somebody can tell me just what is. Oh yeah, hi, and welcome again to Not Even a Season, a quick listen to some overlooked music from the history of television. So, you know how this show is hosted on the servers at Probable Cloud Computing, fast, reliable, maybe even infinite? It's more than possible, it's probable. Well, I went into my account yesterday to set up for today's drop, and I found stuff. New music files in weird formats. A lot of them wouldn't even open. Others were just various shapes of noise. Only 3 were audible. One was just a 3-minute-long scream, almost buried under static. And it sounded like me screaming for 3 minutes. And there might have been a bass line. It was hard to tell. The other 2 themes are to short-run TV shows. You know, the kind of music I play on this podcast. Except I've never heard of any of these shows. I can't find mention of them on the Internet Knowledge Database or on movies.com. So I'm going to play the 2 songs I can from these files, and then maybe you can tell me about these shows I've never heard before. The comment field on this first one says it's the theme from the 1985 pilot of the police procedural The Good, the Bad, and Los Angeles. The file also includes a title card with a rather arresting photo of a rattlesnake curled up on a star in the Hollywood Walk of the Famous. I know this was a time when music videos were influencing the look and approach to new shows on TV. I'm sure you remember Honolulu Vice, and there was even talk of extending that as a franchise to Miami. But The Good, the Bad, and Los Angeles has a real spaghetti western feel, so I have no idea what it would have looked like. Maybe you saw it? If so, let me know. Here's the theme. So, there's that. Okay, well, this next one has me really baffled. Remember how at the end of the theme to On Mutant Lane, you could hear a bagpipe at the end? Well, as you know, that's Mr. McPhail, amateur bagpiper, unofficial mayor of the community, and one of the most popular characters from the show. So this next theme implies that he got his own series, a spin-off called McPhail Knows Best. But I know for a fact this never happened. How do I know? I know, believe me. I was a huge TV nerd as a kid, and On Mutant Lane was on reruns after school, and I was always there for it. And look, I love my dad and mom, but I wanted Angus to adopt me. If he had had his own show, it would have been like the best present I ever got, which makes this theme all the more disturbing. Sure, there's the bagpipe, but who's that singing with them? Are those cats? And what's with the color of the sky? Well, listen to this and let me know whether or not I'm going insane. And let me know if there's anywhere I can stream this because I really want to see it. Yeah, well, look, I've never heard either of these themes before. They just showed up on my probable cloud storage. I have no idea where they came from. So I checked the metadata on the files. Then I checked my server logs. And they both said the same thing. These files came from me. I put them there, which I'm pretty sure is impossible. I wasn't sleepwalking or anything. These are time-stamped for when I was awake and was actively using my laptop for other things. If I was hacked, then the attack is very sophisticated, technically difficult, and utterly pointless. I have a list of possible causes on my whiteboard, and I'm not ashamed to say that ghosts is in the top 5. For those of you who had a hard time remembering the shows I've talked about in earlier episodes, I now know that feel, bro. And let me tell you, it's a whole new pucker factor when you find your own name is in the metadata. I opened a support ticket with Probable, but I got back one of those "your call is important to us" messages in a PDF on quantum entanglement, so I'm not expecting a quick response there. So now I've got a whiteboard that's just 3 feet of red yarn short of being a crazy wall and no clue what's going on. Do you know what's going on? Because I sure don't, and it scares me. My name in the metadata scares me. That rattlesnake scares me. Those singing cats really scare me. This whole thing just got out of hand. But I am going to podcast the shit out of this until I get some answers. I am not going to stop until somebody tells me what the hell. So thanks for joining me today on a very special Not Even a Season. This episode was brought to you, as always, by Probable Cloud Computing, bringing the untapped quantums to your powerful computer today. Fast, reliable, infinite maybe? It's probable. Everything's probable. Keep watching the skies. The truth is out there.
Not Even a Season is a Required Field Productions production. Written, composed, and produced by Jamie Gower. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental.